hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm back again with another Spellbinders Club kit. Today we're going to be using the Spellbinders Clear Stamp and Die of the Month Club kit. It's called Storytime Gnomes. So cute. The coordinating die set will cut out the greetings also. We'll be using that on our card today. And then we're also going to be using the Embossing Folder of the Month Club kit. This is called Checkered Scallops. It's a very unique pattern. And let me show you. It kind of has waves of stripes. When I emboss it, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. But we're going to start by stamping our gnomes. And I'm going to stamp all of them and color them in. Because I don't know which one I want to use for my card today. So let's bring in a stamping positioner. Our images. I want to mention that if you guys are new to Spellbinders Clubs, this is the Stamp and Die Club. It has a coordinating die set, but Spellbinders also just has the Stamp Club. That's a little bit more economical too. I'm going to do some easy coloring with my Copic markers, so I'm going to use my Memento ink. I have my fluffy sweater on today. It's kind of chilly. Kind of looks like I'm like a bear. But it's awful cozy. Okay. Let's go ahead and press this in there. Aren't those images? I just love gnomes. I don't know what it is about. I don't like them in my yard because they kind of creep me out a little bit. But I do, I do like them on cards and paper. And I think I even bought a gnome wrapping paper. But they're just so cute. Okay, let's zoom in. I'm going to show you the colors of markers I'm going to use. So these are the colors we're going to be using. I think we're going to use this color palette today. So browns, oranges, and teals. Love this. And then we have some grays, warm grays, and pinks for the gnome's face. So I'm going to turn on the music, speed up the video, and I will be back as soon as I'm done coloring in these images. coloring is all done, I'm going to go ahead and take the coordinating die set and we're going to die cut out our gnomes here. Before we do our die cutting, I'm going to stamp my greeting because we can die cut this out also. And I'm going to use my VersaFine ink. Okay, let's line these up. We will die cut them out. Even our greeting, I love that. And I kind of have an idea, so I might do a little bit more coloring, but I'll do it off camera. But let's die cut these out first. Are all cut out, and as I'm looking at it, in person it doesn't look so bad, but on camera this book here looks a little dark, so I'm going to do a redo. And I'm going to stamp a few extra books too. I have the stamp on my acrylic block here. I'm going to bring in my Memento ink. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that book, and I'm going to color it in, and then I'm going to replace it with this book on here. That way I don't have to redo all of the coloring. And then while I'm at it, even though we have some books in here that are smaller that we'll die cut out, I think I'm going to do a row of the bigger books. So I'm going to do extra stamping here. I'm thinking this, I think this will be the right amount, but I'm going to do one more just in case. So we're kind of bypassing the gnome here. Okay, I'm going to do some quick coloring and I will be right back, except for this book. I'm going to change it out to the oranges. I went ahead and colored in my books, and this was the book that I am going to replace this book with. So I'm just going to use my tape runner. In case I don't like it, I can remove it. But I just use my scissors and fussy cut all the way to the edge. This way I can just replace it, and I think the orange looks a lot better here. So we're going to go with that. Now with these books, I need to use my glue to connect them. And I'm going to add glue to the part where the gnome is, basically on top, because the other, you have one side with extra print, one side that doesn't have any print. So what I'm going to do is trim away all the way to one edge. I'm going to glue these together, and then I'll do the same thing with this last one. I'll add a little glue. I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut all the way to the edge on this one. I stamped 4, but only colored in 3. I'm thinking I can get away with 3. Fingers crossed. Okay, so we have some books, and I'm going to trim away here. Now let's put this off to the side. I'm bringing in my embossing folder of the month. Again, this is called Checkered Scallops. And an A2 panel of Spellbinders Fog cardstock. We're going to add this, and then I have a piece of white cardstock. We're going to emboss at the same time, these two panels. So I'm going to run this through my die cut machine, and we'll do a little embossing with this. For my embossing is done. We have these two panels, and then while I was at the die cutting machine, I die cut out a window using my Vista View window die, and I thought we would have a window on this card. So I'm going to put this to the side. I just die cut it out with white cardstock, the front and the back, okay, and then a brown windowsill. This is with Spellbinders. This is fog cardstock. The brown is Spellbinders latte cardstock, okay. What we're going to do is take a little bit of, I'm going to use my ink pad. This is Misty Coast from PINKFRESH Studio. Like so. kind of creating a stucco look for my window. Okay, let's go ahead and take this panel and put it directly on the front of a card base. Okay, now for this piece, I wanted this in my background of my window. I wanted a little texture back there. I'm also going to bring in, I'm going to create like a library kind of scene in the back. So I'm going to bring in, maybe Barely Peach would go with my color theme. Let me grab a piece of that. Now I'm going to take my books and I'm going to place them in my background. Now I went ahead and put foam tape behind my window. I'm going to just remove the release paper and we're going to add this over our background. If you wanted to put acetate behind here, you could. I moved this up a little bit because this window pane was getting in the way there. I'm just going to layer these. I'm going to take my window seal and just adhere it to the very bottom. Actually, let's do something a little different. I'm going to take my window seal, trim away the leg portions of it. I'm going to flip it upside down. I want to add it to the very bottom of my window. Kind of giving it a different look with two little snips. Kind of like that. Okay, let's adhere this to the front of our card base. It's a noisy morning. We have birds chirping. we have trains going by. Boy, I couldn't plan that very well. And with all the blooms, you're probably going to hear a lot of birds. Okay, let's pick a gnome to add to our scene here. And I think, do we want the books? Or maybe we need an open book. Ah, that's cute. Looks like he's sitting. Okay, I'm going to use the gnome that looks like he's sitting. Well, I'm going to use the gnome that's sitting down reading a book. I think that looks really cute with the books behind him. I'm going to use my tape runner and adhere this down. Let's go ahead and add our greeting here at the bottom. Okay, I love kind of the matte look of this, but I do want to add a little bit of extra. So let's bring in some glaze and glue. Okay, if you guys haven't tried glaze and glue, what it is it's like a glossy accents, but it's a little bit thinner than glossy accents. Okay, I'm going to add some glue, glaze and glue over my gnome's nose. And how about some shiny shoe bottoms. And the dots on his hat. Okay. And one more thing before I go. I think I'm going to use my BG13 and darken these stripes here just a little bit. And then that will finish my card today. Little library in the back with the gnome sitting on the windowsill. So cute. Thanks so much for joining me. Before I go, I do have my extra gnomes left over. I didn't even have to fix that, but I still like the orange book better. But I'll save these and use these for the Spellbinders Stencil of the Month Club kit. That video will be coming up pretty soon, so keep a lookout for that. But thanks so much for joining me. Have a lovely day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.